So today we got more rain. Surprise, surprise. Just when it starts to dry out, every time I get another rain. So not mad about it. I'll never cuss the rain. A drought's worse. But we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna get out of the farm life a little bit and make some shutters for the house. The exterior got painted, and yesterday I primed 2 coats of prime on the interior. So we'll start painting the walls some kind of real light gray color. I don't know what the wife has picked out, but we'll get going on that. That's just a few afternoons. But while it's raining, I'm gonna take advantage of my parents' garage and build some shutters. I should have showed it. I didn't film it, but I did just put a new blade on this with 80 teeth. This pine is a real soft wood, and I was running just an old blade. Looks like it's quite a few teeth as well, but it was getting dull. Pine's a soft wood, and I was really having to drive it down to get it to go. So it's time for a new blade, and I went ahead and got the 80 teeth. It'll be better on that pine. And but I changed it out, and it's pretty simple. I used a T30, but there's a screw right there. And if you flip this up, there's a screw right there. And you literally, you just loosen those. Don't take them off. And once you get them loosen, this piece right here will slide up and out of the way, and you can get to that bolt right there. There's a part or a tool that these things come with that have that bit on one side and the socket you need on the other side. I got stuff in storage. I'd never find that part, so I used a T30 there, and I used a 13 there. Once you get that done, that bolt is reverse thread, but you push in here and it'll lock your wheel in where it can't move, just like a grinder. And then, like I said, reverse thread. You can take that bolt out, swap the blade out, swap the blade in. Only thing you gotta remember is the direction of your blade, so don't put it in backwards. But we're gonna get started building shutters. Basically what I'm doing is going 5 wide, and then we're stacking on the end one, cutting 45, cutting 45s, and then we'll have this, and then there'll be a center board right there. And then once again, everything's in storage. I wish I could find my Kreg jig, and I'd bring all those boards together. Some of them kind of got bows, and I'd bring those bow spots in with my Kreg jig. I can't find it anywhere, so hopefully I can just kind of squeeze them, glue them, and we'll call it good for now. But let's get going. that new blade makes a world of difference. But so you can see that's a 1x4x6, and to make it 6 foot on the money, I'm taking that much off right there, which after the blades already ran through it is still about 1/4 of an inch. So four more. Not to beat it in the ground, but that's 6 foot board, but really it's 6.5 inch, so. So for these next ones, which are the ones that are going to go on top, and they have the 45 on them, I measure long to long 6 feet. So I'm gonna show just start to finish doing one of these. I've knocked out 3 of them so far. I might regret it. I should be putting glue behind these outside boards, and then these little gaps I'll hit with wood filler. That one's kind of pulling on me, but I'll hit those with wood filler, sand up the edges. I was pre-cutting these boards at 10.5, and I found that we're varying about a 1/16 of an inch on all these. So I've been staging them up, getting the outsides I know are 6 foot because I'm cutting them at 6 foot. So I'll get the long ones, and then the ones top, bottom, and middle, I'll figure what they need to be after I've done it. So I'll just do one of these. I've already cut the 6 foot boards and the outside with the 45s 6 foot boards. So I'll just kind of do a start to finish on one of them. And I will say, these little 1x4s, all kinds of bowed and twisted. I kind of looked through them when I was buying them from Lowe's, but I bought more than they had in the 6-footers, and I bought some 8-footers. Now I tried to be a little picky, but I wasn't picky enough. That glue bead I'm doing right there is about as small as it gets. 'Cause I don't want to deal with bleeding through on the top side and being in my stand. So get them all glued down on this one side. Bring them all flush. And then on this last one, I don't know if it saved me any time or not. Before I clamped it, I went ahead and put these boards on. Gave me a little more to bite to on these outsides. But you're also probably letting your glue dry a little more than you should. But it worked out. Maybe not in the long run. I might see it in a couple of years start coming apart, who knows. Like I said, I'm not a carpenter, I'm just trying to knock this out a little cheaper. I saw on Lowe's website you can buy basically these exact deals, a pair of them for $107. $108. These boards right now are running just shy of $6. And I'm using 7.5. No, not even a half. So, like I said, I can find them on the Lowe's website. $107, $108 for a pair. Boy, that one did not butt up very good. I'm using, not quite, but just for figuring, you could say I'm using 7 boards. They're not quite $6, like $5.50, but you could go high. 7 times 6, you're at 42 times 2, you're $84. Or you could just buy them. I didn't see them in person, so I don't know how stout they are, what they're made out of, but buy them for $107, $108, build them for $84, $85. But you gotta have the equipment to do it as well. And I got them coming in. Should be here today. Called French cleats. And I've made them before using a dado blade out of wood. But I just went ahead and bought 6-inch French cleats. When you make them out of wood, you use that dado blade and cut about halfway on one, halfway on the other, and then they'll fit together and make one. But so on these metal ones, literally one makes a cup the other way. I'll drill one into the wall and put one on the back of these, and then I'll just be able to slip them right down on it. I don't think they'll slide this way. I think they're heavy enough they won't do that to me, but that's my only worry on those. Then I'm going through and just finding whichever one's kind of humped up. There's enough bite on it together that I can hit them down and they'll grab. I'm gonna back those off a touch. We got one board over here that has pushed that way. 2 boards really. Cinch them back down. So the last few on these have held pretty true to long, be an angle here, being 17 and 9/16. And then for this middle one, I've been running it from the bottom of this top board down, and then when I set this in here, it'll be on the top side of this. Been running it down 30 3/4, which puts this dead center. But I had cut several of these at 10 1/2 because that's what the first one was, and the last 3 have been just like this. So I've been just waiting and cutting them once I get there, because they're running right there, 10 5/8 every time. We'll cut 10 5/8. So this side over here is about as flush as it gets, and then this side has just the tiniest of lips. So I'll try to get that side to be the side that it pushes out. That's perfect. And on these staples, I'm running like this little finish staple. They're 1 1/4 inches. You can see just how far I'm getting in. Just about halfway into that second board's where I'm getting. Maybe I should be using some glue as well. Didn't on the first 3. Didn't on the first 3, so I don't think I will on the last 3. May regret it later, but we will see. But that's that. I'll run a few more staples, like here, here, and here. That's that. We'll come back and stain it with like a walnut colored after a while. It's hot. So I just about have these shutters complete. Made 6 of them. And been doing 3 coats of this stain. This is them on, hopefully you can see them good. Lighting in the garage ain't the best probably. This is them. And then these are the French cleats I was talking about. They came in and they will literally, one will set against the house like this. This one will set against the shutter. And when I put them on, they'll just set like that. So, like I said, the only thing I'm worried about is they can slide, but I think these things weigh enough that they won't. But, gonna finish up staining. Just have the edges to do. Everything else has its 3rd coat on it. We'll go get these things hung up. Alright, back out at my place. It's freaking hot. But here's a look of the house without shutters. Now let's get shutters installed. So what we're doing here is coming down. There's a little line on these things. There's a little center screw line right there. Hopefully you can see it. coming down off the board ahead, down 4 7/8, and then in is different from every one. I'm just eyeballing the backside, and it's running roughly 6 inches in. And that puts the top running right there with that one, which is what the one we already have is. Let's hang it up. I'm gonna have to fix that one. It's wanting to give me a gap on the bottom. I don't know where we got our tilt off just a hair, but you can see at the top we're closed. Down here at the bottom, I'm about a 1/4 inch exposed. We'll go ahead and knock out the rest of these and we'll fix the ones we need to. Down 3 inches. Down 3 inches. Flush on the top.
Are you out here, Brandon? Is Brandon out there?
He's right here.
Can you go plug that extension cord in? I don't have shoes on.
Here in just a sec.
Yeah, you're fine.
I don't think you're recording.
Yeah. See that red light?
Yeah.
Go here. Alright.
You just can't see it back here.
You holding that ladder? You getting sidetracked talking to your girlfriend or what?
Yeah.
So I think I know what was wrong with that last board. Is if these aren't flush, 3 inches down isn't the same. And I think that's probably what happened on that last one. Because I did notice one was a touch down, and this one's actually the same way. I really don't know a better way to get that where I need it to be though.
Somebody's here.
I have no idea who that is.
Me neither. They're here.
Here to see you.
Awesome. Everybody comes to see me.
Really? 6 and 16. Down 1 7/8. Height-wise on those last ones, they look the same, right?
Yeah, you're on the same board. Or a piece of siding.
That's how you can tell, huh?
Yeah, that's how I know.
Money shot.
Pretty perfect.
Pretty perfect. 3 down. Pretty perfect. 3 to go. So we're back out here. It's actually the next day. Some jackwagon forgot half of the French cleats. So I said 3 down, 3 to go yesterday. And when I went to put them on this one, realized I didn't have any more French cleats. And I had forgot half the bundles I had bought. So it's next day. It's 11 o'clock. It's already 90 degrees. And it is muggy. I had planned to get around and get going earlier this morning, but my barber is camped out at the river, and she didn't get to the barber shop until like 9 o'clock this morning. Swung by at 8, wasn't there. Usually they're open at 8. Wasn't there, so I went and ran a few errands, went back at 9, and she was there. So after I got cleaned up and stuff, it's now 11, and I'm already sweating, and I haven't even gotten started. So I'm gonna knock these last 3 out, see what it looks like. I'm not in too big of a rush to get going today, because as soon as I get done here, I gotta go make sure all the tractors are ready for hay season. And I can tell you right now, they're not going to be. There's gonna be something I get stuck working on. Never fails. Six and a 16th. I didn't want that one anyways. Or that one. I should have put another one in it. Looks good though. Gap's the same all the way top to bottom. We'll do these last two. See what it looks like overall. About as good as it's gonna get right there. I got one more on the end. I gotta play with this angle game as well. All the other ones have fallen pretty well. With this one, I'm battling maybe not even a 1/2 inch, but I'll call it a 1/2 inch on the bottom. But from afar, you're not gonna be able to see that, so let's see what these look like. I don't know if the sun's putting too big of a shade on that porch. They sure look good. They match the car siding and then the pillars we got going. Turned out pretty good for some old 1x4s. I would say cheap 1x4s, but there ain't nothing cheap in this world right now. But guys, thanks for watching. If you will, like and subscribe. Changed it up a little bit. Did a little woodworking instead of the farm life on that one. Got some tiling. Really putting off. But got to get going with the tiling. The cabinet guys come by and measured supposedly this week. I've been out here quite a bit and I never saw them. But supposedly they come by and got their final measurements. They said they were 3 weeks out. So hopefully in 3 weeks we got cabinets. And I'll get tiling right behind them. And we'll be ready to move in before long. But guys, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.